well as Niana, as well as Priestess Mikala. I am the priestess of the Galactic Spiral Light modality that helps you to heal those trauma timelines, step out of them so you can step back into your divine self. So, let's get it started, shall we? I'm tapping this for that spinal energy. This is a 531 hertz. All right. So let me get myself back up to warmth. I just got in from running around. I had a client this morning I had to do some body work on and do some more clearing work. And it was really interesting because this morning there was a lot of energy messages that was really interesting what came up. And the first thing that came up was the fire engine. The fire engines. And I was like, okay, why am I seeing fire engines again? I just dreamt about this not too long ago. Why am I seeing it again? So I said, okay. But this time when I went into the dream, I said, what's in the fire engines? Because the fire engines, they weren't like your regular looking fire department. They'd had no numbers on them. And I was like, huh. But I said, okay, what's in them? And when I went and opened them up, had people in it. Thought that was really interesting. But I think that was also a trigger point of something I'd already heard last night anyway about fire engines. And when the lady said it, I was like, oh my God, that's why I had the dream about those fire engines at a car wash. They were being washed. They were all in a stall. But I couldn't go wash my shopping basket. And they were telling me, oh, you're not going to be able to do that because all the stalls are filled up and you can't wash your little basket here anyway. And I said, well, I need to get it all cleaned up because it has to be ready to pick up stuff and deliver for people. And they said, well, you're not going to be able to do it because all the stalls are filled up. And I was like, okay. So then I go back in last night to see why the first time I didn't see any numbers on any of these fire trucks, fire engine trucks. Okay. So now I got the piece of that, and that made a lot of sense. So let's jump into today's timeline energy And I really have no clue what they're doing now. So I'm just going to show up and do my thing. I already have plans for other things that I'm jumping into and doing. So everyone just be prepared. I'm going to be doing a switcheroo real soon. But I'm waiting because we're right in the middle of this energy. So today is December 4th. And this is actually our 4th day. Feels like day 5 already. I'm ahead of time. There were some serious jumping timelines last night. Wow, today's Wednesday. I feel like I'm already on Thursday. How weird is that? Okay. So, white radiant dog. This is guided by spirit. Now, on my phone, when I open it up, it'll say guided by spirit. It'll say guided by heart. But this is also saying on a calendar guided by spirit. So this is Kin 150, white resident dog. I channel in order to love, inspiring loyalty. I seal the process of heart with the resonant tone of atonement. Okay. I am guided by the power of spirit. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. Okay, so with this portal is white. The planet is Mercury. The chakra is the crown. And the earth family is polar. And the message today, we're dealing with the sixth dimension. We're dealing with the mental sphere, which is all in this area of the head. We're dealing with subliminal telepathic energy. And here it says the mind has been conditioned to think that if it is not thinking, then there is something wrong. So if you're not thinking something, there's something wrong. So here we have the rune, which is called growth, and it's 123. So this is the energy for today. This is also that place where you want to look at where are you feeling like you are growing. The Burkana. Okay. Growth, rebirth, birch tree. Another of the cycle runes represents the form of fertility and fosters growth, both symbolically and actual. The growth may occur in affairs of the world, family matters, and relationships of self, to the self or to the divine. A rune that leads to blossoming and ripening. It concerns with the flow of being into their new form, an action of gentle and penetrating and perfusing. What is called for here is considered your issue with care and awareness. So for this to happen, you must first clear and control your motives correct. Any dark corners should be cleansed. This must be carried out diligently and sometimes with expert help. Modesty, patience, fairness, and generosity are called for here. Once resistance is dispersed and ratification carried out and seen to hold firm, then through steadfast and right attitude, the blossoming occurs. So, growth. Now this brings me up to the other part of the dream. So, in the dream, after I look at the fire engines, and I'm like, okay, fire engines, all right. The dream goes on, and then it's the sun, which is why I got the picture of the sun on today's thumbnail, excuse me. And in front of the sun, I'm looking at it, and I said, what more needs to be done? What more needs to be said? What more needs to be done? And the words forgiveness came up. And I said, well, Forgiveness is hard to forgive some of the repeated atrocities that have been done on this planet over and over and over and over and over and repeatedly over and over and over and over. Okay? So I said, what are the codes? The sun codes for that. I was shown what they were. And it got really, really, really bright. The sun got really, really bright. I mean, it got so bright to where I could not even see my hands, my face, nothing. It was like I became completely one with the sun. And I said, is my work done? And he said, no, far from it. And I said, okay, fine. So I turned around and I said, I'm in it to win it. And if it means kicking some serious dark ass energy beings, then let's do it. I got good dragons with me and I'm ready to kick some butt. And he kind of chuckled and he said, well, you always are kicking butt. And I said, yeah. So when I looked at that and I said, forgiveness, where are you feeling like you haven't been able to forgive something? Because when we talk about this part of it in the heart, we're talking about spirit. And spirit has just been on point today. I mean, just on point with this being day 5, excuse me. This is on point today. It's on point because of the fact that where are you sitting in yourself where you feel like you're still holding on to something? Because I'm going to tell you this. If it's something recent that happens and you're still working yourself through it, gotcha. But if it's something from the past and it's still kind of sitting on you, then I'm inviting you to look at that and see what that energy is and that issue is. Okay, so with the white dog, it's about the love, the heart, the loyalty. Indeed, when the human soul instinctuous value is to love, there can be no greater confirmation to what makes a person truly human and yet divine at the same time. So the heart is both earthly and heavenly, a middle between spirit and matter. The heart is pure, incapable of anything but complete honesty. The heart nature is unconditionally acceptance. So, hi, lovely. So, when we talk about the heart space, this is where I'm going to take you into the next part of today. And this is very important for women. Because when I was working on my client today, and I've been working with her since she had her attack, since she was attacked. Okay? Physically, drugged up, and sexually attacked. So, one of the things when you're a healer and you're going into the space of someone, you all need to pay attention to what I'm about to talk about here. Okay? Pay attention to this. Some of you are sitting in this energy and don't realize it. Okay? You always feel like something's missing. All right? So I'm working on her. I'm checking in with her. I already did some work on her son. And her son, as soon as I did all the spiral light, got all that stuff, the young one was being, behaviors were coming out of nowhere because they were etheric parasites and artificial light ties into his auric field that was causing him to act out for no reason. She said it's just like it came out of nowhere. And he was just doing all this stuff, and I was getting all these phone calls from the schools, and I had to go down there and get him, and it just kept progressing. So after I did the work on him and cleared out all the etheric parasites, got rid of the core stuff. This is what you do when you learn Spiral Life. Went in there and did all the clearing, did his treatment. Today she says he's like a different person. As a matter of fact, when I was sick, he was taking care of me and writing little things on papers and stuff and say, feeling kind of bad, Mom, take this. Feeling kind of like your nose is running, use this. So he had snapped back into himself, back into his divine energy of himself. And I said, there it is. All right, so got her kiddo all squared away, and then she tells me the last time I worked on her, her body was just going through something, and then she got really, really sick afterwards. And I said, look, protocol is always going to be protocol. When you get body work done, you need to make sure you drink lots of water, bump up your minerals and stuff, take a nice detox bath, because you're going to be detoxing. That's what body work is all about. It's going to make you do it. She knows this because I work with the healers. She knows this. So she said, yeah, I got so sick. Oh my God. And so today as I'm working on her, she says this. And this is when you're listening to the heart. You're listening to the spirit. This is a part of that medicine, intuitive medicine type of connection. She says, I keep waiting for my happy self to return. I keep waiting for it to come back. But I keep getting little weird trigger flashbacks of what happened to me. What he did to me. What he did to my friend. The violation. Okay. So this is the part where that dragon part of myself really came out. That owl part of myself came out. That part of me that back in the day, how we as women were always attacked or targeted or pillage the women. It was always, taking the women down and doing all these horrendous acts to the women because that false god energy is the one that set this up. The one that we thought we were praying to the right God. That false ass God is the one that says, by all means, take woman down, whatever it costs. Because that false god did not like the fact that woman had intuition, that woman had spirit, that woman had that creative being. He wanted that God, so he could control that. That false god that everybody kneeling down to in the church system and you don't even realize it. That one is the one that has it out for you. Pay attention. Look in your churches and see. Where's the woman? That one is the one that did this to us because it had no love. It found us as a threat. That one wanted to be known as the more superior God. No, you don't. No. We're awake now. No. That one. So when there is a violation on a woman, every woman feels that. Don't matter where you are in the world. Everyone feels that. Okay, you feel it on some kind of level of your being. But if you've been on this planet and incarnated on this planet enough, you had that happen to you. Or if you switched bodies and you were a man, you did it to a woman. Okay, so you kind of know what that feels like. It's very raw. So one of the things that we as healers, that we as women need to remind ourselves about the power of who we are. This is the time when you tap the fuck into your ancestors. This is not the time to be sitting back thinking about how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. This is the time when you say, I want justice for what this man did. Because if he did it to me and did it to my friend, he's going to do it to someone else. And because the so-called parent of this individual, the mother, comes from money, of course she hires the best lawyers and everything to make sure that this creature that she gave birth to is able to go free and do what he wants to do. She done lost her damn mind because she caters to that energy. She's saying it's okay. Okay, so here's the karmic trait for this. The first thing that's going to happen, the women who were violated, you call in your ancestor, grandmothers, divine ones, and you call them in. And sometimes you got to get raw. And sometimes it requires Kali. Because I know for me, for some things that had happened with me, with my ex-husband, I wanted his head. Because of some of the things he had done, not just to me, but the life he took. This is what happens when the energy of a person goes unpunished. They think they get away with everything. We're seeing it play out in the media already. They think they can just walk away and get away with everything. Nope. This is when you hunker down and you lift up your hands and you say, I call forth my ancestors, my grandmother ancestors, and I call forth the protector warriors to bring in justice for this soul that's walking around committing harm. Justice needs to be served so he does not harm anyone else. And I want it fast and swift. And 9 his ass completely. Period. Say it with intention, say it with meaning. So that imprinted energy of what happened, when it's taken care of, is fully released. Is fully gone. Because that energy that it was tied to is off the planet. Period. That's what needs to be taken care of. So anyone who is sitting in that energy and you're feeling that and you keep waiting for your happy self to come back because someone stole essence of you through that type of act, this is where you call forth the ancestors. And you don't hold back and you put your request in. Period. And you'll know that you've been heard because it'll happen fast. You'll have insight that it's getting ready to happen. So she tells me what her friend is going through because she's been trying to get a divorce from this asshole. And things keep happening and she can't. Her car has broken down. So this dumb, this jerk of a man takes a car that's already paid off, but leaves her with the one that had the payments on it. So now it's broken down. It had a car accident. Somebody slams into her. He ain't trying to fix that. So now these two individuals have what I call a silver cord trauma, a silver cord interruption. And when someone like that does an energy like that, that imprinted energy has like this little sneaky flashback that comes back. Because you cannot rest until you see justice served. That's why it comes back. The rubber band effect. The healer can go in, do all the work, clear it all out, seal it. But if justice hasn't been served and you're going back and forth in and out of that situation, it's the same as if somebody was murdered in your family and you know that this is what happened. You cannot rest until you see justice served. And right now, the timeline that's coming, that's forward, where we have problems with silver cord trauma, is because justice needs to be served. And if the two-legged can't serve it, then you better damn well know that the ones in spirit will do the job. That's how this is going to go down. So every time when there is some kind of violation like this upon a woman, and that silver cord gets distorted like that, it keeps it kinked. And when the silver cord is kinked, this is where you get this, I don't feel like myself. I can't find my happy place. I get up. I'm trying to be happy. But I can't get back to myself. Because someone took your essence. That's why. And whoever's walking around with it, it's about to be payday. Because you have to call that part of yourself back, as painful as it may be. You have to take it back. You call it back healed. You call it back. You call back in the medicine of the ancestors and you sit in that. You get into it. You state what it is that you need a justice in and serve it up. That's what's called for. That silver cord is the cord to your spirit and to the physical body, the etheric self. And when something happens that's traumatic, rather it be an accident or some kind of emotional, physical, spiritual, mental trauma happens to that silver cord, it gets kinked. It might have tears in it. It might even have a sludge of gray and gunk on it. That has to be cleaned off. But as a healer, you won't know it until the one that you're working with says those words. That is the soul telling you, I'm still not at rest. I still cannot find myself. I still feel myself as out here. Where am I? I feel displaced. I don't feel whole. I don't feel safe. I don't feel strong. Because someone took my essence. Someone got in my space. And another thing, when this happens in that way, you'll find that the woman is having a lot of problems in that lower back and pelvic area. Okay? Like pressure. And then it goes up into the rib cage, like she can't breathe. Like something is locking it down, like life force not moving. So as a healer, when you're working with your clients like that, you have to go in and release that so they can breathe. So there's not this choking feeling. She says she had a feeling of chokiness around her neck. Well, usually when something like that's happening, where's that hand choking you? So that has to come out of there. So the voice can open and then the heart connects back. So that silver cord, when this is noticed, you call forth that silver cord and you remove anything that is not of divine off of it. And then bring in divine source creator light back into that silver cord. And unite with that. That's why the sun right now is so important. So those of you that have had this type of experience, you're able to stand in front of that sun and allow that healing to come down through the sun codes into you. Simply by you saying, I'm allowing this healing right now. Please restore, renew my silver cord. Restore it back to its pure divine matrix of itself, blueprint of itself. That's what you want to call back in. This is why when Spirit told me I had to talk about this, I was like, oh God. Okay, I'll try to be calm about it, but it's hard to stand here and talk calmly about it when you feel the presence of the grandmothers on your shoulders and you see their faces and you see this. You see that face. You see their anger of, again, another daughter. So, this is important for all of you who are dealing with this, or if you know someone who has gone through this. That also goes for molestations, because that's a constant in and out of that person's space, sneaking around and doing it, hoping they don't get caught. So when I dived in and I'm looking at this mother doing whatever she can do to keep her son from going to jail, because she's got the money to do it, I'm now looking at her timeline saying, who violated your ass? Because you willing to protect this thing that you gave birth to go out and keep doing what he's doing. So who violated you? Who are you still tied to, still having nightmares of, who got in your space? So you just went with it. And now you even gave birth to something that's walking around doing it. Someone that has a problem with the female energy, the divinity of it. Yeah. That fake, false light God is the one that set this in place thousands and thousands of years ago. Because he saw the power of the woman. And he wasn't going to have that. Shut her down. And this is why back in the time of the witch wars, the huntings, how all these women in a year's time, millions of them were killed for no reason. Simply just being a woman with intuition, with healing. This is how that happened on the face of this earth. So now, in this timeline of this energy that we're in now, tomorrow we're going to get hit with a big influx of celestial light, but it's already coming in. I already seen it. It's crystal clear. You can't miss it. High definition light coming in. You know it's high definition because when you look and you see, everything is so pristine and shiny and vivid. That's high definition celestial light. High definition charged plasmic light coming in. So the important factors with this is to make sure your silver cord is strong. If you are having problems getting this going and you're kind of like feeling it also can get attacked when you go out of your body a lot and astral travel. Little snippets here, cut right through that silver cord. Now, if that cord comes cut clear across, you in trouble. You ain't coming back. You're going to be out. That's it. That must not happen. So that silver cord, everybody needs to be paying attention to your energy of that. Or if you know somebody that's having some issues, they have not been right, it's the silver cord. Where is it? Is it kinked? Is it got shreds in it? Cuts in it? Let's seal that back up. Command it forth. This is where we are now. You don't wait for nothing. You are it. You do it. You call it forth. Every woman has the ability to do that. It is your birthright. And women, you need to rise up and stand in it. Because this is the time. No more of this sitting waiting for the warrior to show up to help. Because some of our warriors are too busy painting their fingernails black. Because they got inundated with too much estrogen. Oh, I'm on a roll tonight. Oh, jeez. Let me light some sage here. Some of our warriors, they have their warriorship intact. Others have been hijacked. That's all there is to it. Part of the plan. This is why in Taino, the warriors take care of the grandmothers. They take care of the women. Never had anything like that in my life until I got connected with them. Oh, grandma's going to the restroom here at it. Oh, no, let us go check it first. They go check it first. And they watch and they wait. Make sure that grandmother or that mother and child is coming out. They're ready to take out whatever's coming around that don't look right. They'll do battle with it. Because that's what they do. All right. Take a breath. So you know what this is representing. Yeah. Grandmothers have been with me ever since I left my... Oh, did you see that? Thank you, grandmas. Just left. That was a message that went straight up, that ball of light. Thank you. Woo! All right. So, being simply put, everybody needs to check their silver cord. If you have any of those symptoms, you know you've been dealing with some stuff, you ain't been feeling right, you need to check your silver cord. Just get quiet with yourself and say, hey, I need the divine team, I need to check my silver cord. Can we bring a divine source light into my silver cord, please? And you're going to feel the difference. You're going to feel it. And this is something that we need to do, especially when a violation like that happens, because it's trauma. Okay? So today we're in heart and spirit energy. Obviously, I just showed you what that looks like. You felt the rawness behind it. You felt the tone of my voice. You felt the spirit. You felt the heart. You felt that energy. That's the type of energy that needs to go out and seek those type of beings and put them down. Get off of this planet. You don't belong here. Period. I am a force to be reckoned with. Don't mess with me. I ride dragons. What do you ride? That should be the new saying. Got milk? Don't got dragons. What do you ride? All right, lovelies. We're going to jump into the cards of the day, and I'm going to make sure that I take my nice hot bath. And we do have a new symbol to add to your collection. And that symbol is going to be the abundance in work. So draw it out. This one, it charges your work with the energy of abundance. So if you're going to use this symbol is good to use simply by just making it and writing it and then putting a statement of what your work is. What are you doing? Okay. So let there be divine grace upon my work of abundance. Let there be divine grace upon my work of abundance. Let there be divine grace upon my work of abundance. Let there be abundance of energy for the work that I do on every level of my being. Let there be an abundance of energy for the work that I do on every level of my being. Okay. So that energy that's coming in, you have to understand something that, especially tonight, some of you are going to get pulled into those sacred temples in different high realms, and you're going to get initiated into that realm of that medicine, and that code is going to be activated on you. We have to get ready for the next year number, energy of a 9. I have to get ready for that. Because what does that 9 look like? Looks like a pregnant person, doesn't it? Number 9. Ooh. I like that. That's a really appropriate one. Okay. Okay, so we have the Oracle of the Universe. And then I'm pulling the What Have We Forgotten. If you have any questions, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you those of you that are new to Be So Light Tribe members. Thank you for purchasing my books. Thank you, my ebooks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Spiral Light is here to kick some serious booty. It will bring up what you need to heal. It will do it. This energy, when it comes in, we're going to have good 4 days of it. It's actually going to come with us into the winter solstice. So a lot of you are going to be having temple dreams if you're not already having it. Damn, that's good. Damn, that's good. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, because this is just gonna make your DNA go. Okay, so 20 constellation, the Satus. Hopefully, I said it right. It's about the fear. Now, I want you to look at this, because that's what it feels like. A lot of times, as women, that we're always being sacrificed up energetically, or either physically in the history of time. We're going to save the world because there's great fear. So we got to offer up that female energy so that we don't have to deal with the Kraken. Okay, because it's dealing with the fear. And when we talk about fear, we're talking about not having the love energy. That 20 is representing relationship energy. Relationship with self, relationship with others, the balance. That's what that's representing. Then we have the 12 that sits on top of it. And it's also the Pisces, the bond. What is the bond? The bond of self, the connection. What is the bond? Because this is all about how this kin energy is working with that heart space. So the Oracle of Delphi says 28. It says advise, acquire, invest, accumulate. This is all about stepping into the abundance of self, the sage, the knowledge, the wisdom, the creativity of anchoring that. This is anchor time. There's not no time to be sitting there trying to figure out what you're all about. You already know who you are. Step into yourself, please. And before I show this last card, because this card is just going to put everything into perspective. Stop waiting for you to show up. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for your powers to show up. Stop waiting for this to show up. Stop waiting for you to show up. You are already here. Stop fidgeting. Stop trying to keep yourself distracted. Stop trying to fill in that lost time, that quiet time. When your beloved self is connecting with you and talking to you, you're already here. There is no more being a victim to your storylines. I'm sorry, those are gone now. So rise up, know who you are, stand in it, and represent it. And if there's people that can't handle your energy because it's too fucking strong, they know where the door is. They don't belong in your space in the first place. That's how this goes. All right, so here's our next card. I had a green tea smoothie. So anyway, this is this card of What Have We Forgotten? Read it and know it. 13, power place. There you go. Everybody, if you're a part of the Be So Light tribe, you know that the number 13 is sacred to woman. It has never been about bad luck. It has been about our luck, our divineness as a woman. Look at that. The sacred plane. That looks like temple energy to me. Doesn't that look like temple energy to you? All right. I have spoken. I have shown up. I have delivered the messages. It is up to you to represent yourself. And whatever wounds that have been inflicted upon you in this lifetime or other lifetimes, let there now be justice served for you. And let the ancestors come forth and implement it and carry it out. And let you be whole once again and stand in that. I am Priestess Makala. And I'm all about standing in who I am. That's me. And I don't have a hard time fighting anything that is of false light getting in my space. I will kick your ass. And I will smile in it. And I know other sisters that share the same likeness like I do will kick your ass and smile in it. Because that's what we are. We're ass-kicking, powerful, divine women. That's how this is going to go down. Have a good day, ladies. Oh, yes, I didn't forget about you men. Those of you, those that are the warriors. Time to get it together and rise up. I'll see you tomorrow.